Are you tired of feeling weak and skinny? And are you ready to turn some heads with your bulging biceps and your chiseled abs? Well, then you don't have to look any further, because in this video I will explain all the secrets you need to know to build more muscle. From nutrition to resistance training to rest and to recovery and everything in between. I got you covered with a step-by-step guide on how to turn your current physique into a powerhouse. Let's hop into it. The first thing we have to do is understanding muscle anatomy, because before we even start diving into the specifics of building muscle, it's really important to understand how muscles actually work and also how they grow. You have to understand that your muscles are made up of individual muscle fibers that are capable of contracting and relaxing. When you lift weights or do something that's intense for your body, you will create tiny tears in those muscle fibers. And as they repair, they grow back stronger and bigger. This process has a beautiful name, hypertrophy. And that's the one thing that we're going to aim for. So how do we get to this thing called hypertrophy? It's actually really simple. Resistance training. Resistance training is the key to building muscle. This can include weightlifting, but also training with your own body weight, or even training with some resistance bands at home. If you want to make the most progress, then it's important, especially when you are a beginner, to work on all the major muscle groups, including your chest, your back, your arms, your legs, and your abs. And yes, I said legs, because this is probably the most important one of them all. Because I know a lot of you don't like leg day, but it's one of the most important muscles you can train. Because the benefits that come with this are immense. If you want to find out why, then definitely after this video don't forget to watch this one. So when you're doing resistance training, there are two things you can do. You can focus on becoming stronger. This you do most of the times by training with heavy weights and low reps. You can think about 1 to 4 repetitions to build more strength. But if your main focus is purely building muscle, then the best thing you can do is use weights that are a little bit lighter and try to aim for a little bit more repetitions. You can think of 6 to 12. And of course, this is a guide, but you can never forget the most important step of them all. And that is that you have to use progressive overload over time. What I mean by this is making the exercises more intense during your weeks of training. The easiest way you can do this is by gradually increasing the weight, your repetitions, or your sets. In the future, I will also make a video about other ways you can use progressive overload to build muscle, but for this video I will keep it simple so that everyone can use this easy guide to build muscle. So now you understand the topic of resistance training, we can move on to the next thing, and that's nutrition. Nutrition is a critical aspect of building muscle. If you don't got the building blocks to build muscle, you won't build any muscle. Your body needs it. You can think of fats, carbohydrates, and the most important of them all, protein. You need to provide your body with the right fuel to build some muscle and keep that muscle. And the only way that you can do this is by consuming more calories than you're burning. And as I said, make sure you get enough protein. Aim for at least 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So let's say if you're 80 kilos, then you should aim for 128 grams of protein. And I can tell you this is not easy. So if you think that you didn't get enough protein during your day, then you should definitely try to buy some protein powder. This will help you immensely to get to your protein target of the day. Of course, protein is not the only building block, because these building blocks are not only for building muscle, but are also very important in your hormone regulation. And I can tell you that your hormones play a huge role in building muscle. More on that in another video. So now that you understand the basics of resistance training and also your nutrition to repair your muscles and keep your muscles, we can focus on the next thing, your rest and recovery. I know this is one of the things that most people neglect, but I can promise you, if you do this right, you will see such a difference in your muscle building capacities compared to when you don't focus on this. It is necessary to give your body time to recover after your workouts. This means getting enough sleep at night. For me, this is about 7 to 8 hours, and allowing your muscles to rest between workout days. And this doesn't mean that you can do anything between your working days, because studies say that it is even better for your muscles to recover by active resting than by passive. And what I mean by active resting is doing things like foam rolling, stretching, or taking a walk, because you will still keep your blood flowing through your muscles. And that's way better than just laying on the couch and watching Netflix. Not only to reduce your muscle soreness, but also to improve your recovery time. And then we're at the last one, and I want you to listen very carefully. All the other things we just talked about are very important, but this one is the most important of them all. And it's also the one that most people struggle with, and that is consistency and patience. Most people, and I was also one of them, hate delayed gratification. You want to see the results immediately. But that's just not how it works. Gaining muscle is a gradual process. So please be patient with your training and your nutrition, and then everything will fall in place. It's important to stick to a routine even when you're not motivated, even when progress is slow. So find a time in your week when you have nothing on the agenda and try to plan your gym session at that time every single week, because this way you will stay consistent. And I can tell you that it will feel very weird if you skip one of those times, because it became a habit to go to the gym, for example, every single Thursday morning at 8 o'clock. And if you do all these things we just talked about, then I can guarantee you that you will build muscle. And that's it, the simplest way to build muscle. Remember, building muscle takes time and dedication, and also a balanced approach to nutrition and exercise. Stick to your plan, stay consistent, and don't be afraid to challenge yourself. With this hard work, you will be on your way to reaching your muscle building goals. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Definitely don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And then I see you guys at the next one. Bye.